Yep. First of all, congratulations to North Carolina on a great year. That's a really, really talented team that we just beat. A lot of the same pieces that played in the Orange Bowl last year as well, and so much respect for Coach Mac Brown and what he's about as a coach and a person. And to beat a team the caliber of North Carolina and a coach like Mac Brown is a great day for us. I want to thank Danny Morrison and everyone affiliated with the Duke's Mayo Bowl. This has been a fantastic week. They've taken great care of our guys and our team and families all week, and it's first class in every which way. So can't say enough great things about Danny and the job that this bowl did, and then what a day. I mean, looking at this right here, everything that we said was how we're going to win this football game is exactly what happened. And credit our players and just the way they worked all month. This is a special group, and certainly we were shorthanded today. I don't know how many scholarship defensive backs we were missing. I mean, R.J. Roderick and Jalen Foster literally had to play every single play. Darius Rush and Marcellus literally played every play at corner because we were just so thin in the secondary. But, we didn't sit around and feel sorry for ourselves. We just came out and competed, and that's what those guys did today. The Carry-On Joiner, can't say enough great things about that young man. Parker White, breaking the record today. Our defense, the red zone stops they had to hold them to field goals was huge. The way we just controlled the line of scrimmage offensively. I mean, for us to have 51 rushes for 300 yards, to go 12 of 15, I mean, 543 yards of offense. I mean, it's like we had a plan of how we were going to win the football game, but I don't think I anticipated it going that well, So credit to our offensive staff. All I've heard for a month is how awful they are. And what am I doing not firing people and things like that? Well, I hope that's a great answer for you right there. That's why. Great job by those guys, getting those guys ready. Credit to Carry-On Joiner for the job that he did, and what a day. But it goes back to the way that we prepared all month. I told you guys we went out and literally had a 50-play scrimmage a couple of weeks ago, just live blocking, tackling, everything. And a lot of college football teams would have had a revolt if you did that during bowl practice, but not these guys. They just came to work every single day and got better, and it showed today. So, I mean, just so proud of our guys. I could go on and on and on, but know y'all got a million questions, so have at it.
Dick Cox for the first one.
Coach, congratulations, first of all, on your first bowl victory. And I want to congratulate you on a game plan, great game plan on both sides of the ball. And that kind of leads me to my question. When did you decide about alternating the quarterbacks? Did that come after Jason's decision, or when did you come up with that game plan? And just talk us a little bit about how you got that idea.
Yeah, it was really credit Marcus Satterfield. I mean, that wasn't me. It was we had the game against Clemson, and really early on, even before Jason made his decision, we felt like we needed to get DK going in there. Just we had a month to get him ready, and just the element of being able to make them defend the quarterback run game. They really hadn't faced a quarterback this year on their schedule that ran the ball like we were going to do with DK, and he's a talented thrower as well. There's a reason he was recruited as a high school quarterback by so many programs, including South Carolina, and just so happy for that young man. And we tried to keep it under wraps. We skunked you guys a little bit when y'all came out to practice the other day because we put him with the receivers and made sure he did receiver drills. But honestly, that was the only time he worked with the receivers the whole month of practice was the 20 minutes you guys were out there the other day. So sorry for not being totally honest and forthcoming with you guys, but felt like it was what we needed to do to win the football game and just to give them something else to defend. But man, they played, he and Zeb both. I feel like I jinxed them. I just told the team in the locker room, I mean, at one point midway through the third quarter, we didn't have an incompletion. Our completion percentage was like 100%. And then as soon as I said that, we went out there and had an incomplete pass on the third down to EJ. But what a day by those guys, throwing the ball for 242 yards and then running it 51 times. I mean, like I said, we said for us to win this football game, Dick, we were going to have to control the line of scrimmage with the depth we had on defense I literally told the staff last night, like, if we're going to win this football game, it needs to be a game where they have around 50 plays and we're somewhere around 60. And that's essentially exactly what happened. So it was awesome, and credit our kids on that.
And just to be clear, that's his second bowl win as a head coach.
Thank you. Yep. There you go, Fink. That's why Fink's the best.
Ben Briner.
Hey, Shane, a little bit of follow-up to that. What was the conversation like when you came to Carrion and said you were going to use him, that much? And I guess going into the game, how did you plan to balance it? And did you think you would use him at quarterback as much as you ended up using him today?
Yeah, we did. I'll be honest, the conversation was all between him and Marcus. And Marcus just came to me about the time we started bowl practice and was like, hey, we're going to use DK some at quarterback. And he's great with it. And I was like, okay, that's good. Let's go. And then the fact that you have, I think we got 13 of the possible 15 practices for a bowl game. We got 13 in, or of the 15 possible, we got 13 in. So we had a whole month to prepare, and he just got more and more comfortable and better and better. We narrowed down the game plan more and more as the week went on, and to where he was comfortable. And he told the team last night in a team meeting, he spoke and just talked about, hey, I've got so much confidence in this game plan because of what we've been doing the whole month. And our plan, literally, we felt like it was going to be about a 50-50 split between he and Zeb. And, credit, he made a lot of nice plays. And I want to give credit too to our receivers and tight ends and the way that they blocked on the perimeter, because they did a great job. We didn't, obviously, receiving, Jaheim had a huge day, and AB and then Juju and EJ each had a catch, but it wasn't like we had a bunch of passes going on out there. But those guys, I mean, they were physical on the perimeter and blocked, and happy for those guys and their unselfishness also.
Colin Taylor.
Yeah, Shane, kind of sticking with DK a little bit, but just how much schematically did it help in the run game to put him back there and kind of add some numbers and let you guys do a lot of different things, it seems like, in the run game?
Yeah, a lot, just to make them defend it. Anytime you have a guy back there that can throw it but also be able to run it, is such an advantage for an offense. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, like, why in the heck did we not do this earlier this year if that's what our offense was going to look like? So I'm sure that's what the message boards are talking right now, is how dumb these coaches are that it took to the 13th game to do this, which they have a point on that one as well. But it's a great advantage. And, honestly, we ended up just being able to do it with DK and Zeb, but I mean, we had plays in there where Juju was going to be the quarterback. We had plays in the game plan where Kevin was going to be the quarterback, and then maybe one or two others. So we had about 5 guys in the plays in the game plan that could potentially have lined up at quarterback, but obviously went really well with DK and Zeb, and that's what we rolled with.
David.
Shane, you talk about DeCarrion, but also about Jaheim Bell hitting that touchdown on the first pass play you guys had. I mean, what was that the first one that you guys wanted? It's just how did that break down, and what were you thinking as that ball went?
Yeah, we did a great job, or not a great job, but we had a pretty good idea, with we're not a big RPO team, but we certainly had some RPOs in the plan today with some of the things we were doing in the run game. And, we script the openers, and that was all along was going to be the, third play. I think the third play ended up being like second and short or something like that. So we ended up getting the first down, and then came right back and went to it. But, that was the plan all along. And Jaheim, I mean, he's such a great football player and has so much potential, and it's what this team's about. I told the story last night. We were coming off a loss to A&M, and I was in the waiting room one morning at like 6 a.m. and Jabari Ellis came through there, and he stopped me. I was going to get a drink of water, and he stopped me, and he just said, "Hey, we got your back, and we're going to get to a bowl, and we're going to get this thing right." And I told the team that last night, and they did. We had each other's back, and then we got to Charlotte. And then to talk about Jaheim specifically, literally, David, right before he goes out there on the field, he stops me. He goes, "Hey, I got your back." And then he goes out there and makes that huge play early to give us momentum. And that's just what this team's about. Regardless of what the naysayers say on the outside, regardless of what you guys Thought this game was going to go. Ben, I read your article this morning with your 31-10 prediction as well. So regardless of what you guys, and I'm sure y'all all were picking against us. I just read Ben's article. I love you, Ben. You know that. But regardless of what people on the outside were saying, our guys just, came and had each other's back, and that's all that mattered.
Importantly,
Shane, I picked you guys.
10 points, Ben. Really?
To be fair, I picked you guys to lose to Auburn, and you won that one. So maybe I just need to keep doing that.
Keep picking against us. The only good thing about that prediction was you saying that Mac Brown was going to get the Mayo bath. That it spared me. That was the only positive.
Well, I promise I don't have any staff change questions today. But as far as looking at this game and standing on that stage after the game and holding the trophy, I mean, when you look at this season and kind of how it's gone, I mean, I know you would have liked to win a few more games, but what does it feel like to have sort of, I guess, proof that what you guys are doing is right and that you guys are moving in the right direction and to accomplished what you've accomplished this year?
Yeah, no, I appreciate you saying that. And in all seriousness, I appreciate your work. You do an amazing job, and you had some great articles this week that I read. It means so much. One, just so happy for our fans, because a lot of the chatter was about this team and how terrible we perform over historically in Charlotte, which had absolutely zero to do with this football team. And so happy for our fans. We got so many Gamecocks here in this area. This is an area that we recruit heavily. So happy for them, happy for our players, but it's a great statement about, where we are. And I know I said that earlier about the staff changes and all that. Look, I understand we got to be a whole lot more consistent because we look great today offensively. We look great against Auburn. We look great against Florida. We all saw us at Texas A&M and Missouri and Clemson. So the consistency, I'm well aware we have to be more consistent, but to win a bowl game, to go into the off season with so much momentum, so much belief, within our players. And they've got about 2 weeks off here before they come back for the spring semester. And I can't wait to get back and get right back to work. But to send these super seniors out the right way, a guy like Damani Staley, who just makes big play after big play after big play this season, going all the way back to East Carolina, and the pick six completely turned that game around. And then they have a huge sack today. Just so many stories like that. And it was a great lesson for our players. The other thing we talked about in the team meeting last night, Ben, was we had all the super seniors get up and the coaches talked about what those guys had meant to this program. And I mean, I don't know if there was a dry eye in the team meeting, but one of the points we made was you look at all these guys and so many guys want like instant success and Jalen Foster was a scout team special teams player of the year 2 years in a row and ends up finishing his senior year being our team MVP and an All-American. And Damani Staley, who battled throughout his career. I mean, I hardly even knew who Damani Staley was during spring practice and because he never says a word. And then he's made so many big plays for us on defense. And it was a great lesson for our guys that, it doesn't always just happen as a freshman or sophomore. Like, you got to work. And there's other great players here with you. And for those guys, those super seniors, to go out today and to have the best season of their career in their last year and best game today like they did was pretty awesome and a great statement about what this program and family is about.
Corey Diaz.
Shane, you mentioned the secondary earlier. So looking at them, but also at the running back position as well. I thought those were probably the two positions where you guys were hit the most with in terms of various forms of attrition coming into today. But the way Kevin performed today, the way those guys stepped up in the defensive backfield, how are those guys just able to kind of seize this moment today and obviously help this team get a big win?
One, they're warriors, but they just love to compete. And, Kevin loves to compete. Those defensive backs love to compete. And you're right. Zaquandre wasn't here today. Marshawn tweaked his hamstring and wasn't able to go. So we're literally down to, two running backs that had played meaningful snaps this year with Juju and Kevin, and then Rashad as a backup. And then all the guys that were missing at defensive back for various reasons. But for those guys just to step up, I mean, we knew that because of our situation on defense, we knew that we had to control the ball. Like, if North Carolina had 80 plays, it wasn't going to be good because we were just going to run out of gas on defense. We had to control the football. We had to control the time of possession. We were going to have to steal some possessions. And, the way that we were able to line up and have the ball for almost 40 minutes of game time, and to run the ball for 51 times was pretty awesome.
Mike Yuba?
Shane, kind of going off of what Ben asked you. I mean, I think back to August 5th, I think it was the first day we had a chance to be able to talk with you at on campus for Media Day. And one of the questions I asked you was, when you look back to the season, how important will it be for the foundation because of the way the seniors, the way they led and the way they handled things? What can you just talk about in terms of how they went about this season through the ups and downs, especially coming out of that bye week, and to play the way they did today?
Just it's awesome. I mean, they led us, and it wasn't always pretty. You know, that night in College Station was ugly, and sorry, bust you in the face. That night in College Station was ugly, and that night against Clemson, I mean, we had some setbacks, certainly the first half at Tennessee, but I was telling Coach Brown actually this earlier in the week. I mean, we got such great young men, and every Sunday after a loss, you know, you always worry, okay, you're going to go into the team meeting. What's the mentality going to be? Are they going to come right back out today and work like they did previously? You know, and they always did. And they just kept coming back and just went to work and continued. We talked all season that it's just a race to improve. And that's what our guys did. Every Saturday didn't always go the way we wanted it to go, but every Saturday or every week, they just came right back to work and continued to try and get better.
Yeah.
I got a question for you, Shane, and a question for Hunter. Hunter, what did you make of the Mayo bath for your dad? What do you think about that? And Shane, could you address the back of your head? It seems like you took a little bump on that.
What'd you think of the Mayo bath?
Awesome.
You thought it was awesome? You're right. He said it was awesome. I did. I mean, the anticipation of the Mayo bath, and then I got hammered in the back of the head by the cooler before they dumped it on me. So I may have a concussion from that. And then on top of that, I got the Mayo, and it was awful, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm so glad I got to experience because we won, but it was even more awful than I thought it would be, to be honest with you. I mean, these pants and I changed shirts, but it's I mean, I got Mayo in my pockets, and I'll be getting Mayo off of me for months.
Steve Reed?
There, Steve.
All right, let's go to Brett. Did you still have one? Brett Friedlander? You're good? All right. I think everybody's had a shot. So
We'll go Ben and Corey and Hale. Come on, man. They've been regulars all year for us. We got to give them an opportunity.
All right, Ben.
I wanted to ask a little about kind of some of your late defense. It seemed like you had some plays when you were sort of loading up the line, no safeties back. What kind of has that been a part of the game plan for most of the season, and what kind of made you confident that was sort of the move kind of late in this one?
Yeah, we ran it. We ran it some this year, and something that we really like, and it's good because we can show people we overload the line of scrimmage, and there's more people up there they can block, and we've got guys rushing, and we're bringing pressure after them, but then we're also able to drop out and play coverage out of it as well. And that was the biggest thing. I mean, it's been something that's been in our plan all along. It was in the plan going into this game plan also, and a great job by Coach White. You know, his defensive staff did a fantastic job. I mean, for these guys only to have 50 plays, for them to go 1 of 10 on third down, that's the leading rushing offense in the ACC by far. And they only ran for 128. And I think one of those was just a long scramble by Sam. He had a long of 37. So you take that 37-yarder out of it. And then the big one that they popped, I mean, of the 128 yards rushing they had, over 100 of them came on 2 plays.
Gamecocks.
Coach, the networks have been making a big deal about the SEC being 0-4 in bowls. How's it feel for you and the Gamecocks to now be the first SEC team to hatch that goose egg?
We're proud. I'm so proud to be a part of this conference, and there's nothing like it. And no disrespect to the other leagues that I've been a part of, because I've been blessed to have been a part of some great leagues. But to be a part of this league and what these institutions mean to this conference, obviously this league didn't get off to a great start, but We've got, for all the people that wanted to knock us, there's a lot of people that want to be a part of this conference as well. And the fact remains that two of the teams in this league are playing, have a chance to win a national championship. And we got a whole bunch that are playing in New Year's Six bowl games as well.
Take two more, Corey, then Hale.
Shane, with some of the particular plays that you guys ran with DK at quarterback today, how much do you and Marcus feel like there's translation between what the offense was able to do today and then what it'll be able to do next year with Spencer in the fold and having him at quarterback as well?
Yeah, we're not going to run Spencer 10 times like we did DK and things like that. I mean, if Spencer's our quarterback, or whoever our quarterback is, we want to be, we got great running backs and we need to go recruit some as well and continue to add to that depth. But a lot of it'll carry over because a lot of the plays we were running today, Corey, were the exact same plays we ran in the Auburn game. Ben's asked about duo before, and that's essentially what we ran today. We ran counter today, and we just did it with DK at quarterback, and then he had the ability to kick it out there to Juju on the perimeter some and things like that. And it happened to be the quarterback running it today, but it wasn't like we just created some new run scheme for this game. We ran the same runs we've been running all year. We just had the element of the quarterback now pulling in a little bit more than what we've had to also.
Last one goes to Hale.
Obviously, you guys weren't with the entire coaching staff for parts of the bowl prep. Could you speak to some of the challenges that you guys faced with that? And I think today maybe you were shorthanded a little bit there as well.
Yeah, we were missing Monterio today. You guys, when y'all came to practice, credit to you, you noticed that Step and T-Gray weren't there. So you noticed that, and so they weren't there. We were able to get those guys back as well. But credit our young assistant coaches that were able to step up, our graduate assistants and analysts, and to get those guys ready. And we were fortunate that we were able to get some guys back, to be honest with you, a couple coaches and a couple players that we weren't sure about earlier in the week. And we were certainly holding our breath on a couple of the tests that we took 2 days ago and got some great news from those as well. But it's next man up. We had some players out with different things today, and we had some coaches, and everybody else has got to step up and credit those assistant coaches and then our support staff for elevating their games to help us as well.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah. Again, thinking of John and hope he continues to get well. Hopefully he enjoyed watching that for sure. And just wanted to thank all of you for all of your work this year and everything you do for our football program and the publicity you give us as well. I really appreciate it and look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Happy New Year and enjoy a break from football here for a little bit. Thanks, guys and ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shane.
Thanks, Shane.